Hi, welcome dear students to ninth video of chapter 10. Hope all of you are in a good health. Today I'm going to discuss about HTML forms control. Previous class I explained about the form, method, action and the table. Now let us discuss one by one the forms control. First one is text input controls. So what are the use of the text input controls? We have two types of single line text input controls and multi-line text input controls. So this control is used for items that require only one line of user input, such as search box. You where for example, when you uh, enter the name, roll number, or email address in your online form. All these are example of the single line text input controls. And multi-line text controls when you use the more than long text. Just going to show you how you can create a single line, multi-line text controls. Now see, just going to create a table and show that it's going to create a form. And now we have just like name or input type. When we create a single line, input type is equal to text. That can easily create the input types using this. And also write down the name, um, f name, first name, you can write name or name. And so this is the simple way you can create a input text input box. And once I run this program, see the now it is you can see here the name and input box here. You can enter here your name, uh, and enter your name. This is the input type. Example of the input, how to create input type. Simply need write down input type is equal to text and also name here and f name. So this is required when you going to send the value, and this way you just need to mention the name. Otherwise, you only need to write input type is equal to text. Now another column going to when we require a multi-line text. So in that case, if you just try to address, for example, address where you need to mm, enter more line of, or you can just think about the long text when you're going to write down the question answer, long answer question. How to create it? Just simply write down the text area, text area open, and text area. And you can just write down here the number of calls calls is equal to columns size. You can define here the 35, and rows vertically you can just go into shape. Once you write down the text here, you can see the output here. This is the simple way you can create the text area. And simply you can enter the rows and calls and you can just write down the name also. So this is the way you can just write down. So when you see, when you are going to increase the calls, you will see the width 55, and when I'm just going to increase by 55, you can see the width of this going to increase. Now, so this, and you can enter your multi-line, and also when you're going to increase by the rows, you can see the height is going to increase this way. Now you can see the more space. This way you can increase the length and height and width of this text area. And whatever you write inside this, it is visible to, you can just, whatever you write will be visible to here. The text, it will be visible to the text. And so this way you can simply create the name column. You can use the input type text. Address, you can select here the text area. Now we're going to discuss the another input type, that is the checkbox. Or when we are going to radio button, when we are going to use the radio button, just like sender, you can mention here, we have the option here, the input type radio. Input type is equal to, input type is equal to radio. You can just enter here the name. Name is equal to sender, and mention the value. Value is equal to here the name. And you also just need to write down the here so that it is visible to the, you can L, and just need to create another radio button, and see radio button gender, and maybe now check. Now see, so able to, you see here gender and now you can now you can just text here. So now whatever you write, this is the visible text, and this is the value. Now when you submit the form, the value is going to store in the database. So this is the purpose of, right? And see here, you can, when you submit, so when you select, you have only one option. So radio button is used when you have one option. Only then you can select these options, right? So radio button for a single selection. We use radio button for a single selection, right? And we also use the checkbox. Another one is the checkbox. See how we can create the checkbox. Simply, we just need to, when we need a checkbox, for example, we have a multiple selection situation where we have multiple selection, right? You can say here the just hobbies, hobbies, and see here the option. You can write down input type. Input type is equal to checkbox. Checkbox. And name, name is equal to name. Here you can hobbies, and you can see it for the values. Values also you can mention here. The value you can just write down. The value is equal to okay. Okay. uh, right the replicate. And another you can also multiple and another you can write down like this way. Input type is equal to another one is checkbox, and name similar to the hobbies, and value is equal to just reading. You can add mulches. Another you can select here the input type is equal to uh, checkbox. Mention the name is equal to name type is checkbox. Name is hobbies, and value you can set here the reading, traveling, whatever the reading. This way you can reading, yes. So here now you can see the output when you are going to use the hobbies here, and see you can select more than one cricket. You have a chess, you have more than one option. So this is the basic difference between the radio button and checkbox. Once we have a single selections like gender, we use the radio button, right? And when we want a multiple selection, in that case we use the checkbox. Input type, here you can see the input type we use here single line input type text, and we use for multi-line. If you have a long description, we can use here the text area. So this is simple, dear student. I hope all of you are able to understand the different controls which I explained here. Thanks for watching the video. Bye for now. See you.